People often refer to computers as artificial brains because of their ability to think, or in other words, their ability to receive, process, and output data. But where in a computer does all this thinking happen? What are its properties? Welcome to Computer Check. Meet the microprocessor. It is an electronic device which accepts the digital or binary data as input, processes it according to instructions stored in its memory, and provides result as output. When you look for a microprocessor and read the specs, you might come across the words word size, multi-core, clock speed, CPU cache, execution of instruction, and overclocking. But what do all these words mean? And how can these help you find the specific microprocessor you need? A word is a natural unit of data used by a particular processor design. It is a fixed size piece of data handled as a unit by instruction set of the hardware of the processor. The word size refers to the number of bits processed by a computer CPU at a given time. It is reflected in many aspects of a computer structure and operation. Modern processors, including embedded systems, usually have a word size of 8, 16, 24, 32, or 64 bits, while modern general-purpose computers usually use 32 or 64 bits. The multi-core processor is a single computing component with two or more independent actual processing units called cores, which are the units that read and execute program instructions. The instructions are ordinary CPU instructions, but the multiple cores can run multiple instructions at the same time, increasing overall speed for programs amenable to parallel computing. Modern desktop computers support systems with multiple CPUs, but few applications outside of the professional market can make good use of more than 4 cores. Both Intel and AMD currently offer fast quad, hex, and octa-core desktop CPUs, making CPU systems obsolete for many purposes. The clock speed typically refers to the frequency at which a chip like a CPU, one core of a multi-core processor, is running and is used as an indicator of the processor speed. It is measured in clock cycles per second or is equivalent the SI unit hertz. The clock speed of the first generation of computers was measured in hertz or kilohertz, but in the 21st century, the speed of modern CPUs is commonly advertised in gigahertz. The clock speed is one of several factors that can influence performance when comparing processors in different families. For example, an IBM PC with an Intel 8486 CPU running at 50 MHz will be about twice as fast as one with the same CPU and memory but running at only 25 MHz. A CPU cache is a hardware cache used by the central processing unit of a computer to reduce the average time and energy to access data from the main memory. The cache is a smaller, faster memory which stores copies of the data from frequently used main memory locations. Most CPUs have different independent caches, including instruction and data caches, where the data cache is usually organized as a hierarchy of one or more cache levels. An instruction cycle is the basic operation cycle of a computer. It is the process by which a computer retrieves a program instruction from its memory, determines what actions the instruction requires, and carries out those instructions. This cycle is repeated continuously by the central processing unit from boot up to when the computer is shut down. In simpler CPUs, the instruction cycle is executed sequentially or serially. Each instruction is completely processed before the next one is started. In most modern CPUs, the instruction cycle is instead executed concurrently in parallel as an instruction pipeline. In this, the next instruction starts being processed before the previous instruction is finished, which is possible because the cycle is broken up into separate steps. Overclocking is the configuration of a computer hardware component to operate at a faster rate that was certified by the original manufacturer, generally specified as a given clock frequency in megahertz or gigahertz. Commonly, the operating voltage of an overclocked device is also increased, which can help in maintaining the component's operational stability at the accelerated speeds. Today, we learned about the definition and function of a microprocessor. We have also discussed the meaning of word size, multi-core, clock speed, CPU cache, serial, parallel, and pipelining instruction circles, and overclocking, as well as how they can affect the performance of a computer's microprocessor.